Having familiarised ourselves with ancient Iconia on its final day, we've learned that the species wasn't always as warlike as it has become. Originally, although with an unrivalled superiority complex, they seem rather benign. At the height of their power though, few in number, their colonies spanned worlds, and they ran their gateway network and occasionally aided other powers of the time. However, they withheld much of their advanced technology, wary of the others that they deemed as lesser and how they'd use it. This eventually led to a unification of races against the Iconians in an attempt to take their achievements from them. With a vast army closing in on Iconia and their other colony worlds cut off, we have the unenviable task of making sure that the Iconians never escape their fate. In order to either play along, seek another solution, or just out of empathy, we have agreed to help the Iconian evacuation efforts for a time. Sealer, however, would have us carry out our mission to the letter. Kargren has spent more time here and decided that these Iconians cannot be held responsible for their future actions, and Hale, well, he's having doubts too.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my earlier absence. Do you have questions about our world?
Yeah, I heard there's an attack happening. Who's attacking?
We have had contact with many worlds in our journeys, but we have found no people equal to our own. Some of the others resent the blessings our people enjoy. They seek to take that which we will not give.
So why did you deny these other races your advancements? Some could have really used them to prevent disease.
Our policy is not to share our technology with species who are not sufficiently advanced to use our gifts wisely. When a society encounters advanced technology, before they are ready, they often don't have the cultural or social development to handle it appropriately. This leads to war, genocide, and many other ills. We would protect the younger species from those tragedies. Our people believe, also, that each species has a unique destiny. To disrupt their path toward that destiny is wrong. All of the others must develop in their own time.
I mean, that's a wise philosophy, one that the Federation also shares, because we've seen firsthand the chaos caused by introducing rogue elements. But what do you intend to do about all of this?
While we are an extremely advanced world, we are not, in general, a militant one. Taquette will coordinate the defense, but I remain hopeful that we can reach a peaceful solution before blood is shed. Matara speaks for us, and she is quite a gifted diplomat. If all else fails, there are places known only to us and those who serve us. Our gateways can take us to these refuges to recover and rebuild. Will you help us?
Taquette is another of the Iconians that originally survives this day, and Lemiran here is offering us access to their gateway network, which would make completing our mission a lot easier.
The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the world heart and escape. Will you help us?
Yes, because it's the right thing to do, and also the wrong thing.
The attack is beginning. We must decide how to proceed. I have spoken to these people, walked their streets, shared their meals. Regardless of what we know they will do in the future, the Iconians of this time are not evil. They are peaceful. And they are guilty of no crimes, worse than standing up for their ideals. The very same ideals, I might point out, as the Federation's prime directive.
I know, Kagran, this feels wrong, but what else do? We literally tried everything else. Every other tactic's been exhausted in the future, and we literally came from Earth's last stand to here. If we make sure Iconia falls completely this day, history will continue as before, but Romulus, Earth, and even Cronus will be safe.
You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people. Can you allow them to die for crimes they have not yet committed? For my part, I find no honor in cold-blooded murder.
I see Kagran's point, but the Iconians of now have committed no genocide, but they will if they escape. I'd love to keep our eyes open for another option, and it doesn't really matter what we say to Kagran here, but we ask for Celia's opinion, and boy does she have a different point of view.
It doesn't matter what these people are now. We know what they will become, what they will do. The Iconians will destroy my homeworld. They will bomb the archive in the Lena system and exterminate the preservers. They will incite the Undine to destroy Keswick 4. They will attack our homeworlds, kill those we love, and threaten our very existence.
I mean, this is also true. I mean, we could try to talk them out of it, but now we're in the midst of their evacuation and war, so it's hardly a good time.
And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised to destroy or enslave the galaxy. There is no choice. We destroy them now and save ourselves.
We can question if it's right to sentence before the crime was committed. We can agree that our mission is too vital to let squeamishness interfere, or we can express our concern at altering the timeline in such a drastic fashion. But for now, we reassure Celia.
I'm glad your priorities are still clear. Kagran, however, sounds more like an Iconian apologist than a Klingon warrior.
But what if this all causes some sort of paradox? Messing with time is dangerous. Look what happened before. I mean, who knows what could happen?
You think I don't understand paradoxes? My mother came from an alternate timeline. I was born from a paradox. The universe will right itself. It always does. Besides, will the future we create here be any worse than the present waiting for us?
I don't think we should do this. I think the Iconians of now, they've not done anything wrong. It would be wrong of us to finish them off.
It's a bit late for second thoughts. Our mission is clear. We don't have a choice. We're here and we will do what needs to be done. Atone for your sins after you've saved the galaxy.
Fine, let's carry on with the mission for now, but I'm hoping another option presents itself.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us. We shall go there.
We should be able to access the gateway network from here. We could disable all of the gateways at...
We offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from behind.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
We follow Lemiran into the Iconian structure, this vault that contains the World Heart. Inside is now the familiar Iconian corridor style, but one that's less damaged. In comparison to the designs of our time, the jagged angles have been smoothed out and it looks a lot less like the inside of a geode and more like we're walking on amber. Also, who the hell brought a tribble? Hand it over, come on, we're leaving it here. The tower, not very deep, leads to a chamber with the World Heart at its core, currently plugged into the spire, absorbing all sorts of fresh cultural knowledge and data.
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format. I'll need your help to initiate the download from that console.
the World Heart contains everything Iconian. It's the entire library, from a genetic archive to a cultural works to every scientific achievement ever made. Maybe we can use this somehow to change these Iconians' destiny.
The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us.
Yeah, I'd say not, considering they're about 100 metres in closing. A small squadron of soldiers has arrived, and I suspect that the World Heart is probably a priority target considering its sheer volume of information. I imagine that's why this installation has yet to be hit with a full orbital bombardment, so we prep to defend it from the would-be thieves.
Now we need to release the magnetic interlocks holding the core. I need you at the other console. More invaders. They must not take the World Heart.
So it seems now they've learned how to beam in. Great, we're going to have to keep Limiran safe so she can deconnect the World Heart.
We need to erase the mainframe memory banks. I will require your assistance. More aliens are coming. Protect me.
What ensues is a constant running between waves of enemies and helping the mirror.
Mainframe memory erased. The last step is to eject the World Heart.
So that's the World Heart then, right? Glowy. You know, I can't work out if this sort of centralised archive is a good idea or a bad one. I mean, in one instance, you have everything you or anyone else needs to recreate your entire species and culture, which actually raises a second question. Why aren't they doing that in 2410? I'm pretty sure the Iconians we've faced in the future are the last of their kind, so what happens to the World Heart?
I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. My people are few, and most of our heralds are elsewhere. Defeating a significant force would be costly to both sides. I know you are not one of the whole, and I have no right to ask for your assistance. But would you help us evacuate the city?
For the third time, yes, we'll help. Take us to the gates and we'll make sure you all escape.
Blessings of the whole upon you. We must gather as many of our people as possible and escort them to the gateway platform. Once we are there, I will open the path to our refuge. Many of our people already left for Colony Worlds, but we have lost contact with them. I fear the worst.
I hate to say it, but you are probably right. What do we do first?
I recommend we locate Taquette. She is our protector, and there are none who know the ways of our enemy as well as she.
Okay, lead the way.
Taquette is a fearsome warrior and has kept our people safe for countless millennia, until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Perhaps it is. When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
I think Kagran is thinking along similar lines. I'm not sure what sort of temporal portal the Krenim made, but I have a feeling that whatever we do, it's already been written. That's the thing with time travel. Starfleet's encountered both universe-shifting timeline alterations, predestined ones, and entire new splintered realities. It remains to be seen what we're dealing with here. It doesn't take us long to find Taquette. She appears to have been making her way to the World Heart too, slaying everything in her path.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
We need to convince Taquette to leave with us. We can't leave any Iconians unaccounted for, especially one as dangerous as this one is in the future. Your people need you, Taquette. Come with us.
My people are weak. They have neglected the ways of battle in favor of science and art. They are philosophers. I do not wish for them to die, but they could have chosen the path of strength. I will die to defend them. I do not know if I can save them.
Your people are stronger than you give them credit for. Trust me, they will survive this day. Well, I mean, yeah, they'll survive.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
Set aside your foolish pride for a minute and help your people. Actually, maybe it might be best to leave Taquette here.
You think it is pride that keeps me here? It is not for pride that I fight, but for dignity. I fight for my people.
Well, you know what? You've earned the respect of everyone that matters, surely. So, can you come with us now?
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you.
Is this an honor thing?
Honor? Why should I care about honor when Iconian blood is being spilled on sacred ground? What honor have our enemies shown? They attack a peaceful world. Honor is meaningless.
Well, I'm sure Kagran here would agree that honor is actually way more worth than you would think. You know what? Fine, forget it. Stay here and die, because you know what? If you die here, then you cannot enact your revenge on the rest of the galaxy and kill everyone in the future in some sort of misguided attempt to sort of set things straight and balance the scales. I should not have said that.
Your words have merit.
No, they don't.
If we go to the refuge, we can rebuild. There, we can plan our vengeance.
No.
No one will ever threaten us again.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful weapon.
Oh, we are not putting this in the report. If there's anybody left to report to. Oh, congratulations! Oh, you've destroyed the universe again. Predestination paradoxes aside, it seems that the Alliance of the Spurned has detected the deactivation of the World Heart and chosen to begin their bombing on this floating city.
We will never forget this tragic day.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware, thanks. There remain some opportunistic ground forces amid the chaos, still engaged with the Iconian forces despite the fire raining from above, so we do have to fight our way to the gate. Several of the light bridges are also now down, and we do find a wounded Matara sheltering in fear behind a stone statue.
Thank you. You have shown exceptional kindness and valor in this trying time. I will miss my home. Iconia is precious to us. But as long as the whole survives, we can use the World Heart to rebuild.
See if you can get to the gateway platform, we'll meet you there. Before we move on, however, we are reluctant to give up the high ground so we can engage as many enemies as we can from a safe range. Along the way, amid the explosions and smoke, we do find and shepherd more Iconians to the gate.
These are not a warlike people.
Not yet. That will change.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors.
Come on guys, get to the gate, you can't stay here.
Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now, and we can eliminate them all.
Look, I've already screwed up majorly here, so whatever. Yeah, sure, that's the plan. That's the plan we're going with. It doesn't matter what we say back to Sealer here, but you can still be adamant that you're going to turn on the Iconians. But by now, things are proceeding along Kagran's desired outcome, more or less, which is cemented by the idea that we've entered into a predestination paradox, an established chain of events. Everything we do here is recorded history. Our words of encouragement or exasperation are what Taquette took to heart, and I have a feeling that whatever we do now, Iconians will survive this day. We arrive at the gateway to find it under siege, so we drive off the enemy forces, allowing for the gate to be accessed.
The gateway is damaged. You will need to reroute the power and reinitialize the gateway opening sequence.
Didn't the others save the Iconians? Where are they?
They may already be here.
Well, from what we found in the Iconian archives of our time, Iconia's evacuation was aided by an unknown species simply referred to as the Others, not part of the Iconian whole, nor the attacking forces. So, if my hunch is correct, take the wheel, Fate, I'm in your hands.
We're losing craft!
We can't hold them off or...
That's it. Send them through.
No! This isn't our mission! You took everything from me!
The World Heart.
There's no time. The gateway is closing.
Only 12 of us are left. That crystal contains our civilization.
Seela, stop! We are better than this!
I will remember this, Romulan. I will extinguish your people in payment for your treachery.
This has all played out this way before. I am the cause for Hobus.
Well, that wasn't quite what I expected. Seela, give me the World Heart. And surprisingly she does, with no resistance, dejected as she is.
I know what you were going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people. I should have acted sooner. If I had, perhaps Romulus would have been restored.
It was your act just then that leads to the destruction of Romulus at Taquette's hands through Taris. Don't you see? We are the Others who saved the 12 Iconians and sent them to Dewa 3.
That can't... Taquette! What have I done?
We can try to comfort her with an explanation of the predestination paradox, berate her even more, which I don't think is necessary at this point, say it could have gone worse, or hope that she remembers this lesson. I choose the last option, as it appears to be a day for long memories, and I'm still hoping that that will be the key to fixing all of
The
this.
Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them. Our fate may not have changed from our actions here, but we have done what honor demanded. We are not murderers. Whatever our future may hold, we will face it with our eyes open and our heads held high. We must return to our own time and see what effect our actions had.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
The heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing! Hurry!
Captain Cagran to Alliance Fleet. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the World Heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians, show them we have it, and that we are the ones who saved them. This is our last chance to end this war.
So we fled the dying world after aiding in the escape of those who now stand before us, ready to annihilate us all. But what's more, we have in our possession the World Heart, proof of our claim and maybe a way to save both Iconia and us.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision.
Yo, Lemiran, seems like we spoke just yesterday. Well, at least on the day Iconia fell. I have the World Heart to prove it.
How did you acquire that?
Me and you, remember? I helped you disconnect it from the mainframe, saved Taquette and Matara, got you all to the portal, and then recovered it after it slipped from your grasp. I was there the day Iconia fell. I'm the other.
That is not possible. But yet, I see the World Heart in your hands. It is time to end this. Your leaders, our unity. Now.
Okay, I'll come on. Oh, so I'm guessing I'm on the bridge of your flagship? It's spacious, a little gloomy. So I guess you and Taquette remember me then?
If what you say is true, then that core contains all of the lost knowledge of our people. So much that we thought it was lost forever. Will you return all the remains of our civilization to us?
I don't think they remember us exactly, or that would have come up by now, but the World Heart is proof enough, so we return it to them. I mean, we don't exactly have time to study it ourselves. The return of the World Heart has an immediate effect on the Iconian ship. It seems somewhat restored. The amber glow of Iconia past returns to the crystal floor, and the extensive iconography now stretches over elements of the hull in gold leaf. So you believe me now then? Good, then can we discuss an end to the hostilities?
I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember. You helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other.
And this war should never have occurred. This whole thing, it's just been a loop of circumstance.
Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. The events of that day set us on this path. It grieves me to see where it has led. After we escaped to Dewa 3, protecting ourselves became our sole purpose. We transformed ourselves, our whole, even our heralds, to prevent another tragedy. And we vowed never to trust again.
You trusted me to help you once?
I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us. And you were lost to time. And we preserved the whole by any means necessary.
Yes, but look at the cost. You say you wanted to protect yourselves, but you've destroyed countless lives.
Indeed. We protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance, who would steal what we would not give freely. And we did not mourn the deaths of those who were not a part of our unity. And then we faced you, a foe who would not yield, who subverted time itself in an attempt to destroy us. But instead, you showed compassion, even though you knew what would happen to your people if we survived. You helped us, because that is who you are.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Well, but let me serve as proof. Starfleet's mission is exploration. We will only defend ourselves, but I hope my actions prove that we are not selfish like those who stole from you in the past.
I am humbled in the face of such integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error of our ways.
Right, so please, can we all just stop fighting now?
I will not accept this. Whatever these creatures did in the past is meaningless. They took my arm. They killed our sister. They broke our unity. And for that, I will destroy them.
You can't have forgotten what we did for you after what you lot did to us. What we even did for you specifically.
I will never forget what you have done, or what that creator known as Seela did. There will never be enough blood to wash away my need for vengeance.
But you've already had your revenge. Romulus is gone, which is what led Seela to act out against you in the first place anyway. It's a cycle.
A single world. I can destroy a million worlds, and it would not be enough. Your existence is an insult to the memory of our people. I will continue my fight, even if I must fight alone.
No, Taquette, please listen.
She will not listen. Taquette has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Taquette is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. But with those of us who remain, you shall have peace. We ask only for our home world. Leave Iconia and our servants undisturbed, and we will trouble you no longer.
I understand your terms. We can keep Iconia off limits so you can rebuild, but I'm not authorized to negotiate for everyone.
I understand, but our terms are not negotiable. We need time to breathe and contemplate. Perhaps in a millennia or two, it will be different.
Well, if this is the best solution, very well. So, it sounds like the majority of Iconian forces are going to stand down now that they have a future again, but Taquette, she's going to be a problem until Lemiran can talk her down, which should only take 1,000 years or so. Oh, jeez. Ah, at least Tom clapped, thank you.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality. But with people like you on our side, I know we can do it.
Now, don't sell yourself short, Captain. I'm sure I'll see you out there.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. Honor and selflessness have been almost forgotten over the past few years. That needs to change. It's time to act like Starfleet officers again.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of rebuilding that's going to need to get done first.
We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all. But we've survived the Borg and the Dominion. We can survive this.
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation. That I get to go home after this. We all do. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. I'm glad you all made it through.
We have much to do, but first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. There is more to being a warrior than vengeance and death. True honor comes from doing what is right, despite the personal cost. The Iconians will depart, and we will rebuild. Mercy has triumphed where weapons could not. Now I will try to find a way to share this wisdom with my people. Many warriors have fallen in this war. Those of us who remain must walk the path of honor.
Well, thanks for talking me around on Iconia. If it wasn't for you, I don't know how things would have gone. They could have got worse.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
We can console or rebuke her. I think she gets what happened now, though. If she wasn't who she was, then this whole war would never have happened, maybe. But playing the blame game won't help, I think, so we simply tell her it's not too late. And with that, the Iconian War has ended. A conflict that has been decades in the brewing, ever since the Iconians were alerted to the presence of Starfleet on Iconia all those years ago, and it set Taquette's revenge in motion. The Undine invasions, the destruction of Romulus, and it can all be traced back to them, and now, because of one act of remembered kindness, they call off their crusade. They return with their prize to Iconia and leave us licking our wounds, but that's the way it has to be because we were almost wiped out. However, we survived to rebuild, not to revenge. And the future holds many more adventures for the crew of the USS Armiger in the ever-expanding narrative of Star Trek Online, and I hope you'll be there to see them. I intend to do a recap episode covering the timeline of the Iconian War, like I did at the end of the Klingon one. But before all that, there's one thing I've always wanted to test while the groundskeepers are away, and I never did this at the Academy, so... Victory pool party completed. We beam back up to the Armiger for a change of uniform.
The war is over. Although we could not turn back the clock and restore the lives that were lost and the planets that were ravaged, we have ended the conflict honorably. You made the right choice. And that is not always an easy one to make. I would be honored to fight by your side again. Before that day comes, however, we must rebuild. There is already talk of new exploration missions. Perhaps we will find our next challenge among the unexplored stars.
With our reward for the mission collected and the Alliance saved, one thing remains certain. The bonds that we have formed in this fire will remain, and a new future for the Federation awaits, one that the Romulans and Klingons will also share in. So, until the next episode of the Star Trek Online story series, thank you for watching this overarching chapter of the evolving narrative. I've been Rick. Thanks again, and goodbye.